611 day of Russian invasion straight from Ukraine, the situation at the front. At the Zaporizhzhia front, in the recent 48 hours combat heightened, Ukraine progresses near Roboteene's west. Both parties employed their mechanized squads around Roboteene, Kopani, and Novoprokopivka's vicinities. Both Russian and Ukrainian reports suggest that Ukrainian troops persistently apply pressure on the western side, having made advancements around Nesterianka and Roboteene's west in recent times. A few kilometers northwest of Nesterianka, Ukrainians captured multiple tree lines, pushing Russian soldiers to reposition closer to their towns. This Ukrainian movement can be corroborated by Russian-released footage showcasing their artillery targeting these tree lines. Over the last couple of days, fierce combat was documented between Kopani and Roboteene. Both armies engaged using tanks and armored transports, aiming to strengthen their footholds before worsening weather sets in. Ukrainian troops initiated several offensives westward from Roboteene with the intent to secure the tree lines, expand their buffer, and occupy dominant positions by accessing the high grounds west of this settlement. Russian reporter Rybar today indicated that despite enduring some losses, including 3 Leopard 2 tanks and a combat vehicle, Ukrainian forces made progress in this direction. Conversely, during a thwarted counteroffensive, Russian units faced losses, with Ukrainian artillery destroying a T-72B3 tank and a BTR-82 APC. As addressed in prior broadcasts, following intense engagements, Russians bolstered their front-facing defensive lines around Novoprokopivka and Verbov's towns. Verified videos reveal Russians regaining posts along the interconnecting road, but the zone remains within Ukrainian fire range. Ukraine's 71st Brigade employed artillery to target Russian locations, dealing significant damage to their infantry. With drone and artillery support, Ukrainians also initiated counter-movements between Novoprokopivka and Verbov, aiming to halt Russia's creeping northward expansion from their primary defensive line. The consequences of these skirmishes remain uncertain due to intense artillery exchanges, likely causing both sides to pull back. Combat persists around the Klishchiivka-Kurdiumivka zone and Bakhmut's northwest. Ukrainian reports indicate minor tactical gains east of Avdiivka, redirecting focus to Kurdiumivka town. Ukrainian troops persistently push to widen their influence and breach Russian defenses north of Zelenopilya and Kurdiumivka. Concurrently, some Ukrainian units maintain pressure on Russian defenses from the west through regular artillery bombardments and anti-tank team raids. Answering this, Russians reinforced their northwest positions in Bakhmut, attempting to broaden their control near the Bakhmut reservoir and core moves east. Despite initial Russian gains, Ukrainians retaliated, decimating 3 Russian BMP-3 vehicles and halting their progress in the past 2 days. Donetsk's front sees combat continuing around Avdiivka. Adverse weather and constant Ukrainian countermoves hindered significant Russian advancements in the past day. The influx of new Ukrainian reinforcements amplified operations on the northern side. Artillery support helped Ukrainians push back Russians from some forward posts north of Krasnohorivka. Shifting tactics, Russians now deploy smaller infantry groups against Ukrainians, yet, Ukrainian drones and artillery units still manage to eliminate 3 MTLB vehicles, a BMP-1 combat vehicle, and 2 artillery installations in the recent 24-hour timeframe in this zone.